Cloud. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Now you can start, Jamie. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I understand. It's early in the week. We'll be fine. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to open up with our mission statement. The Mountain View Preparatory's MVP mission is to cast the next generation of sports and entertainment industry stars. All right. Welcome, everybody. Looks like we've got Wendy online, Matt online. Who all is in person? Carrie?
Crystal, myself, and Haley, and Todd, and Tracy.
Okay. So Sean's absent.
He
Right.
is at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know they got some
That's
senior
good.
stuff going on, so that may be where he's at. But and is Wayne on tonight too? Is he gonna be
He
on a
will
little
be.
bit?
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. That's all I need to know. All right. Well, welcome everybody again, once again. All right. Let's 6:10. And oh, there's Mr. Todd. I didn't hear Todd's name. There's Mr. Todd. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, you did.
Look for a motion to approve the agenda.
Jamie, we need to make an
Oh,
amendment.
the amendment because the bus. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Joyce is trying to do this and drive, but yes. All right. Yeah, I'd like to amend the agenda for the bus wrapping approval being added to the agenda for this evening. If I could get a motion.
Wait, Jamie. We also, Matt had something today he wanted to add, which is the approval for the iReady test that we use.
The test and the curriculum package.
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Would you like to explain that right quick before we add it, Matt, if you don't care?
Yeah, we've used it last year. The state has licensed with iReady. We use it for the diagnostic. Then also within our math and English classes, we use the curriculum as pretty much the sole source of instruction. Teachers supplement it with other things. So it's really a renewal, but just based on the dollar amount of the renewal, we just need to run it and get board approval on it.
Perfect. All right. So I bring up, we amend the agenda with the bus wrapping approval and the iReady. I would assume it's going to be a yearly contract, annual contract, correct, Matt?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. Looking for a motion to amend the agenda.
I motion to amend the agenda to include the bus wrapping approval and the approval for the iReady test and curriculum package.
I second.
All in favor?
Everybody say aye.
Yes.
Yeah. Any nays? So be. All right. Any public comment this evening? Anybody in here for the public online or
hang
in person?
I was looking just for that, and no, there is not.
All right. Is none, so be. All right. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes from April? Any changes needed? Everything looked to be.
So the first ones would be the March 31st meeting.
Yep. Anybody see any needed changes for the March?
You need to approve them separately since they were separate meetings too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I printed that one out because I already had all this printed out before you
Right.
sent it in there.
No.
I already had it printed out. I will just read them to you if that's okay, since it was very, very short. The April meeting, oh shoot, hold up, that's not right. The minutes for the April, because I already had these printed out. If you'll just give it a second, it'll come up. As you know, that was a special called meeting, so it could, let's see, April 15th. Jamie did the welcome and opening at 6:04. Board members present was Crystal, Stacy, Carrie, Sean, Jamie, and Wendy. and from T Square, I was. Approval of the of agenda. Jamie Smith asked for a motion to approve the agenda. Stacy Farr made a motion to approve the agenda. Sean Petrus seconded the motion. All members approved. Executive session. Jamie made motion to enter into executive session. Wendy Vincent seconded the motion. All members approved. The board entered into executive session at 6:07. Sean Petrus made a motion to exit executive session at 6:59. Stacy Farr seconded the motion. All members approved. Actions, no actions were taken following executive session or in executive session. Adjournment, Jamie Smith made a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7 p.m. Carrie McAllister second, and all approved. That was the meetings. That was the minutes for the April one, but you will need to approve them separately, preferably. Okay, so you'll need a motion for March.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the March meeting.
I second.
I make a motion.
All approved? Okay,
And I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the special meeting we had called as well.
That was on April 15th.
Yep.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Any nays? So carry. All righty, now here we go. All right. All right, Mr. Talley, it looks like the academic report is up. If you want to take over from here, sir.
Yeah. Hey guys, good evening. Hope everyone's doing okay. Obviously we're at the end of the year testing this week. Our first day of SC Ready state testing today went well. Today was a reading portion. Thursday will be the writing portion. We'll test again next week with math. Also, we have our EOC scheduled for next week. So this week and next are full go testing, trying to wrap up the end of the year. Graduation is upon us, May 14th at Lake Bowen Baptist. That ceremony will start at 6 o'clock. We'd love to have all the board members there. I'll send out something closer to the time just to kind of see and plan who will be in attendance so we can recognize you and obviously include you in part of the ceremony. 62 seniors as it stands right now, really pushing for them to get to the finish line. With our current setup, a lot of those students are doing virtual classes and trying to finish that. Tomorrow is the last day for SEC classes. Thursday is the last day for virtual SC classes. And May 7th is the deadline for adminum classes. So a lot of deadlines coming up here in the next few weeks. And our staff, myself included, assistant principals, Ms. Harrell, have done a good job staying on top of these seniors, especially the ones that have kind of waited to the last minute. We've got quite a few that are doing things the right way and have been doing so the entire semester. We got some that have waited to the last minute, but we feel pretty good about these seniors being able to get to the finish line and be able to walk across the stage May 14th. May 8th is our senior breakfast. That's going to be at 9 a.m. We're doing that at the same venue, Lake Bowen Baptist. Went over last week and previewed the site. Beautiful church, beautiful setting for a graduation. They actually have a social hall off to the back side of the church where we're going to do the breakfast. Getting it catered by Midway out of Union. So excited for that. Again, that breakfast will be at 9 o'clock. We've had some parents ask if they can attend. It's really about the students. Obviously, parents are welcome to attend, but the day and the celebration is for the students. Also had some folks ask about Honors Day. We're going to send out a senior clearance. Probably going to go this end of this week, first part of next week. It's just a whole lot of information that seniors can input to a form, including scholarships, any awards, any recognition they've received, and we'll put that together and we'll compile a list and we'll recognize the seniors in a different way. Obviously, having to do everything off campus, a little tough to have Honors Day, Awards Day. We do plan to have all these ceremonies on campus next year with the gym. But again, we want to make sure these seniors get recognized for their accomplishments, especially those that have earned those merit-based scholarships, whether it be Life, Hope, or Palmetto Fellows. We've had several students qualify for that. So excited for that, excited to recognize these seniors. Couple other dates to note. We do have another dual enrollment information meeting tomorrow night. This is for really any junior or senior, rising junior or senior that needs to come in and apply and start the registration process. Had a pretty good turnout last week or 2 weeks ago when we did it. I think we ended up having about 25 kids on campus, so hopefully we can get a few more. We've got several students that have already registered for classes for the spring, or excuse me, for the fall, summer, taking classes in the summer. So the registration process is well underway for dual enrollment next year. Starting to build schedules. The master schedule is almost complete for next year as far as framing it, as far as classes. Obviously, we'll make some space and do that for our new students that'll be enrolling with us in June and then to the summer. But the business as usual, moving right ahead. Busy time. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Matt, what time was that senior breakfast again?
It's at 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
Thanks.
And what was the graduation date? One more time, Matt. I'll leave you alone.
Now, May 14th. And again, we're starting that program. That's a Thursday night, May 14th at 6 o'clock.
And Matt, you may be aware of this, but oftentimes the college recruiters, counselors will come out for award nights.
Mhm.
So as we continue on, in years to come, that it would be great to have actual colleges there to acknowledge that these students are getting X amount of merit scholarships and such from these various
Yeah,
schools.
absolutely. Certainly in the plans as we move forward. And again, just trying to do the best we can to recognize these students. We do have several that have received different awards and different scholarship opportunities. So we want to make sure that they get the recognition they deserve.
Matt, while you're at it, why don't we go ahead and let me pull up the iReady, and then you can,
Yeah, I've got the contract here. So iReady, we're paying for really three different things. You get the iReady, you get the iReady toolbox, which is for teachers, and then they do come on campus and provide professional development. It's up to 6 hours. We've broken that down. I think we've done several different sessions on Fridays for our middle school math and English teachers. State of South Carolina requires that you do have a formative assessment for your middle school students. iReady is what we've chosen to do. iReady is clearly aligned with the state standards. So just looking to renew that contract. What we get, it is between 200 and 350 student licensing, which we only need the 200, but it's nice just in case we do. It's a diagnostic that we measure growth. It's a diagnostic that we use for course placement. It's a diagnostic that's used to project success on state assessments, which we're currently in the midst of. So it's good to see the growth we've had, and it's a good tool, and just looking to continue to use that for next year.
that's the quote in front of you. Oh, and we also get, a portion of this gets reimbursed by the state.
Mhm.
So no, we don't get it till the end of the year, but it does come back from the state. Not all of it though, it just varies. I'd love to tell you a percentage, but I don't know if it's ever been the same every year.
Mm.
So anyway, does anybody have any questions about that? If not, Jamie, if you could call for a motion.
Yeah, I was just looking over it. Yes, ma'am. Hold on one second.
It's also in the Dropbox if you want to look at it.
All right.
What kind of reimbursement did we get last year for it?
I don't think we've gotten it yet.
And you don't know what we're anticipating getting back?
No, it's not a ton. It's not even like half. You don't even get half.
Okay.
If you give me, I can figure it out though, if you give me a minute. There's not a lot of choices out there, to be honest with you, for what they pay. They'll pay for that. They'll pay for Matt, about it.
Most schools use already.
Yeah. Elementary schools use a lot of MAP, but for the most part, when it's not past that. Okay, yeah.
All right. While Tracy's working on that,
I don't know that I can tell you that right this
if you
second.
can, if not,
I'll find it.
all right. I'd like to call for a motion for the approval of the iReady testing package that has been brought to us by school leader Matt Talley.
Make a motion.
Second.
Are you making the motion, Jamie?
No, I was asking for somebody to make a motion and then for somebody to make a second.
I was making a motion to approve the already budget.
All in favor? So that's a motion and a second, correct? Crystal, you seconded?
I made a motion.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
who
made the motion.
seconded?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? So carry. And I guess Tracy, like what Wendy was asking for, if we could maybe kind of see what we're looking at when we do get that reimbursement. When
Yeah,
that,
we ain't gotten it yet. That's what I was
Yeah.
looking at. We haven't gotten it yet.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that all you had, Mr. Tally?
Yeah, that's it. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer them, but that's all for tonight.
All right.
Oh, prom went great, by the way. I know you mentioned prom in the last.
No, yeah, prom was a huge success. We had well over 120 people show up. Now, some only stayed for about 10 minutes, but some stayed the entire time. But extremely well attended. DJ did a great job. Kids were well behaved. It was a
My
great night.
student said
Great night
it
for
was
everybody.
so much better than the first year. So, and that it was actually fun.
Yeah,
So,
no, great night for everybody. The kids had a great time. Yeah.
Great.
Especially the ones that stayed longer than 10 minutes.
yeah.
Definitely that happens, I'm sure, everywhere.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Come get a picture and
They walked in, and by the
then
time
go
they
out
got
to
in
eat.
the door, they turned around and walked out. So
Yeah, went to get something to eat, I'm sure.
yeah, but no issues. The kids had a great time. It was really, really, really good turnout.
Perfect. And we're all greatly appreciative of everybody that was on the committee to put it together and everybody that worked it as well. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, big shout. Courtney Williams and Tanya Adair were the two teachers that really spearheaded the prom this year. So big thank you to those two.
All right. All right. That's all. Does anybody else have anything for Mr. Tally? All right. So
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, buddy.
Thanks, Matt.
The next item of business is going to be our athletic report from Miss Martin, Miss April Martin.
All right. Hey guys, super busy season right now, but it is actually winding down some. We did have 2 region champions already. Our varsity baseball and varsity softball team both secured the region championship. I'm super excited for them. Region awards should be coming out, and I know we got a few in baseball, but I don't want to spoil that yet. And then softball is meeting this week, and soccer as well. On Thursday and Friday, golf is competing for their region championship on Thursday. Track is competing for their region championship on Friday. So we hope we can pull out a few more region championships. That would be awesome. Our boys varsity tennis team, which is comprised of 7th and 8th graders, so really a middle school tennis team, but they played today in the first round of the state playoffs at Walhalla. I have not heard from the coach yet about how that went or is going. Let's see, boys soccer plays on Thursday for a play-in game to see if they will qualify for the playoffs. So we have to play Palmetto in Region 1, and the winner of that will qualify for the playoffs. Varsity soccer should make it, and the rest of our team should qualify as well. Like I said, playoffs are beginning next week, the 5th and the 6th for baseball, softball. We should be hosting those games here since we are the #1 seed in both of those regions. And then crazy, but fall schedules are due on Friday to the high school league. So we have been collecting fall schedules, getting that submitted, and getting everything kind of wrapped up this year, but preparations for next year. We are having physicals on campus on May the 13th. That's been sent out for well over 2 months now to parents. It's $25 from Regenesis Health. Will be coming in to do that. Let's see, there will also be a graphic going out in the next couple of days that will announce that we are seeking candidates for head boys and girls lacrosse coach, and then a head dance team coach. We met with a parent who was interested. Her daughters are actually involved in studio dance, and she kind of spearheaded that interest. I sent out an interest form 2 weeks ago, and I think at this date I've had 22 girls complete the form that they are interested in a dance team, and not very many of them actually are involved in any sports, so that's nice. So that'll give them something and an anchor here and something to be involved in. So excited about getting that and seeing who's interested in being a potential coach here. So of course they'll send their resumes to me. We will interview and choose the best candidate that fits the model that we have here. And then I don't know if anything's going to come out of this, but I did reach out to a middle school conference today. I know the Foothills Conference, we had tried to become members of that 2 years ago, a year ago, however, and was denied entry. That's, of course, the Spartanburg Middle School Conference. But there is one called Carolinas Middle School Conference, and it is out of Greenville. It's mostly private schools. Greer Middle College is in there, their middle school, Christ Church, St. Joe's, Southside Christian, schools that look a lot like us. So I reached out to the AD who is the lead on that today, seeking basically membership if they were looking for adding a new member. So we'll see if they get back to us. That would be a huge help for not necessarily our football team, just because most of those schools, I think there were only 4 of them that do sponsor football, but it would really help our volleyball team, basketball team, softball, baseball, those teams. That one thing we have found is it's just been difficult putting these fall schedules together, trying to find people to play us that are not an hour and a half away for our youngest student athletes. But again, we still have it in writing that the Spartanburg superintendents will not let their ADs, even though their ADs have said to me, and if anybody's listening, might get them in trouble, but their ADs have said to me they would love to play us because they too are struggling to find some JV games, but they are not allowed to play us right now. So there's that. But that is it for athletics at the moment. Any questions?
Go ahead.
Is track projected to win region?
Our girls team should. Boys were going to be missing out on some points, but our girls track team should. Yeah, should.
And I'll add, right now our boys baseball team is ranked number 1 in 3A in the state.
Yes.
So
Shocking though, on Max Preps, they don't have our girls softball team ranked, and they have 2 teams that we have beaten ranked ahead of us.
There's like 3 different polls out there, and
Yeah.
then boys baseball's number 1 and 2, and number 2 and 1 of the polls. But and I think in some of the other polls, our girls are in there, but I don't know why they're not in Max Prep.
So, who knows? But it's been a great season so far.
Hey, in regards to track, was there any reason why this was so late in announcing? I mean, my son is not going to be there to compete because was not aware of this until just a couple of days ago. So was there a reason why this was not planned in?
The region tracks, the actual date for region has been set for months. I think that came out. That's been out for a while. I know that's been on Coach Johnson's schedule that he submitted to me, back in October, I believe. It was just the date has been scheduled. It's just been the venue that was not solidified. A lot of schools in our region don't have tracks. And so I think Chapman, who normally is the host, has been having some, I think they're getting their field area repaired. And so there was questions about whether they could host it, whether we would host it North Greenville. But yeah, no, the date's been on the schedule. It's just been where was it going to be held?
Okay, well, that's news to me, but okay, we can talk offline about that, but yes.
Yeah, Wendy, I'll just add, I know you guys are going to be gone, but I don't want y'all to feel bad because it's not Daniel's fault or your fault that we're not going to region. Actually, they're also missing their number 1 sprinter who I think has a hamstring pull. And so obviously with those 2 out, I mean, it'd be a miracle. But I mean, but it's not just y'all's, being gone. I think I don't even know who the sprinter is, but I know their number 1 sprinter
Jordan,
is going to be out with a hamstring pull. So, yeah, I think mathematically it's just kind of, but the good thing is if, both those guys, hopefully, I don't know about the hamstring, sometimes they're nagging and sometimes they heal quick, but I think Daniel will be back for Upper State. And if the other kid can't be, I think they've certainly got a shot to maybe do something there too. So.
Well, thank you. But I do apologize that we won't be there. But again, was not made aware of this until last Friday, and I already had made flight arrangements because my son is taking summer classes. So
Yeah,
yes.
so we get it. Kids nowadays, I know yours are like mine. They're so busy. You have to squeeze in vacation when you can get it, if you can get it. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Haley, anything else before I?
No, I think that's it. I just heard from tennis. Unfortunately, they lost, but they were playing a really good team. So
Yeah, we'll get better. Or when our kids get older, because they're very, very young.
We're gonna be killer from junior senior.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Okay.
Thank you, Miss Haley, for bringing us up to speed on everything going on and all the excitement and what all's ahead for the student athletes. And thank you for trying to line us up the middle school thing too. I know that's been a work in itself.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That'd be nice.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you again. All right. I know we got the operations portion up next, Tracy, but since Wayne's on,
Yep, go right ahead, Wayne.
can we go ahead and let Wayne do the
Yep, absolutely.
facilities update, and that way he can log off and he can enjoy his evening.
Yep, hang on.
Okay, thanks. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well.
Hey, Wayne.
Good evening.
So with regard to the work on the project, Matt will be there tomorrow and he'll confirm all this, but it's my understanding that the classroom building exterior wall framing is 2/3 plus done. So next week they'll start putting a roof on that building, and then the inside of it'll go like crazy. Well, as of right now, we are a week and a half ahead of the schedule for the classroom building. So, and once it gets enclosed, nothing's going to slow that down. So we're in great shape there for the start of school. I guess it was raining there today.
This morning, yes. After the rain stopped, they were still out there working.
Yeah, they were working. But they did, because of the rain, they pushed off the slab pour for the gym building, the field house building, until tomorrow or Friday, depending on the concrete guy's schedule. And then the athletic building, weight room, locker room building will get poured on Monday. And then as soon as that concrete has cured sufficiently, which is just a few days, they will start putting up metal buildings. So you're 2.5, 3 weeks away from having 3 buildings standing up out there, because they'll go up pretty quickly.
Exciting.
I also understand that with the turf field, next week they'll be doing the concrete curbs that they have to do, so that they'll then be in a position after that's in to start installing that field. I know it's not going to make it in time for your spring practice, but it's not too far off in the future for you guys to have that as a field to use. Been through all the budget stuff. Everything in the budget is fine. We're working through some minor details, but getting a lot of the information that contract needs to finalize, interior installation details and that sort of thing. Did you guys, well, we'll talk about that separately. And the field house floor, um, they have that, they have the final layout for the floor. So that floor is being produced. All the other schedules, I believe that the softball field light standards have started to be installed, and I know that softball field fence posts have started to be installed. So that stuff's just all gonna keep moving ahead so that they can get ready to start putting sod on the softball field. I think that is all that I have, other than to answer any questions that you guys might have.
I know last time you'd mentioned there was gonna be potentially a reserve of budget monies that could be used for the upgrades or any little miscellaneous thing that we would want to add or do. Is that still the same?
Yeah, and we have a very long list that Todd and Tracy have shared with us of items that are on that list, and most of them are finding their way into the project so that they'll happen.
Is there something you want to add?
Oh, no, I was just curious. I didn't know,
Yeah,
like,
the
from one,
contingency?
did we
Yeah.
still have it?
Yes.
So we can get the
Yeah.
extras.
Yeah. We're working through it as we go, right? And looking at prices and, things like, things that get changed. Is when they, from the architect drew it. And then I was looking at the flooring, and we don't want floors. We have to go strip. So we did, we're going to have the upgraded flooring. So it's just mop it. Don't strip it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no
Right.
stripping and waxing, right? So that was like $12,000, but it will save us a ton of work and time. So that's one of the things that came out of our contingency, that kind of stuff.
No, I just think it was
Yeah.
great. I didn't realize we were gonna get that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You always have a little bit. And then it's Wayne's job to make sure you have a little bit more than you
Yes,
thought you was going to
I
have at the
know.
beginning.
I'm
So,
gonna update Wayne.
Yeah.
Say, "Oh, what other nice surprise we might have tonight?"
so
Thank you, Wayne.
for sure. Anybody else? Wayne?
Yeah, I'm here.
Anything? Go ahead. You said you had something
Well,
else?
and among the things that we've taken care of from there is we've been able to upgrade the track surface for the track that's going in to a track that is the 100 meters that's there is a competition quality track. So we were able to take care of that from contingency and some other savings. A number of other smaller things, and then there's still things that are on the list that the school has provided us, and we're working through them. We're going to be to a point here, I would say, within the next 4 weeks or so, where any real surprises that could have come up and surprised the contractor and been something different in the ground, or some differing condition in the ground, or anything that was going to require extra money that they didn't contemplate. Where the drainage work is almost all done, the footings and foundations are all done. So we're to a point where the potential surprises are gone, and then we can commit to, some of the other smaller things that you guys have indicated you wanted in various parts of the complex.
Wayne, this is not towards you or anything. I guess this is really more toward Todd and Tracy. On these improvements that we're able to upgrade throughout this process, the construction process, just for the simple fact of like the track, is that things that Haley's been made aware of so she can share with her track coaches and, the extra benefits that we're basically receiving because Wayne's done a great job on, cutting costs in some areas and working with contract construction.
Yeah, Haley's been in with every conversation we've had.
Yeah, and we've also included the track coaches on that, Jamie.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I just,
Yeah. Yeah,
it
we're
may
not
be,
making
it may be,
decisions about
yeah, I
it.
mean, it may just be something that the board needs to be made aware of too, of what's, what type of additional improvements that upgrades were being included in with what we've got going on, just so we can share this excitement amongst everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess a fair way to describe it, I didn't articulate it, at least with regard to the track as well as I probably should have. Some of these things were items that we had hoped to have in the scope of work when the contract was signed. But in order to get the GMP number committed to by contract, there are certain things that were reduced with the hope that we were going to be able to put them back in. And so now that's manifesting itself in certain areas, and and that surface of the track is the biggest single one.
Yeah. And I'm great. And, I'm going to speak on behalf of all of us. We appreciate what you've done to get us to where we need to be. Then that way we don't end up having to tear up what we have and then having to do it all again later, Wayne.
Yep. No,
Thank you, sir.
I understood. We're going to make the dollars go as far as they possibly can.
Yep. Thank you, Wayne.
But Jamie,
No
to
problem.
add on to what you just asked, for all the different sports, of course, in any sports, Haley's always there with us. We also include all the head coaches for example, the floor, the way the floor is going to look. All the volleyball and both basketball, girls and boys, have been involved in that process. Yeah.
Thank you, Todd, for that. And that's one reason I wanted you to kind of start giving construction reports when Wayne's not in our meetings as well. Thank you, Todd and Wayne.
Yep. But we wanted to make sure that all the stakeholders, the coaches, had input on, their various sport.
Yep.
And how things were going to look and that kind of thing.
Yep. Thank you.
They're not all getting what they want.
I was getting ready to
All
say
right.
that too, Wayne.
Well, it
Expensive
just,
stuff.
it happens. And Rome wasn't built in a day, Wayne.
Hey, but what they are getting, they've had input. So
There you go. All right. Does anybody else have anything for Mr. Wayne before he signs off and enjoys his evening? All right. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. We'll talk to you, I
Thanks,
guess, maybe
everybody.
next month, and then we'll go from there, buddy.
All right.
Thank you,
Take care.
Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
All right, Tracy, do we want
Yeah.
to,
we
since
got two
added the-
things.
if we wanted to add the bus approval or wrap, or do we want to go over the financial report, then do it? Or
You can do the bus wrap. That's fine. It's all
Okay.
good.
all right, do we by chance
so-
have that up where?
Hang on, I'll have to pull it up. You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Yeah.
Cause I
think some have seen the rendering and some maybe.
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah.
that one, Tracy, some of that.
Yeah.
yeah. You're gonna have to give me a second. All right, let me do it. I'm not sharing anything
The little
right now.
buses will look just like that, but it's a smaller
I'm
version.
so pumped. I hate that it's not happening on that this year, but I.
All the buses will be wrapped. That'd be awesome. Wouldn't it?
Yes, I know.
So now when they're going here, there, and yonder, but
Well, always wanted to bring in that little, our first ever,
Oh, right.
what is it, Con Air bus.
yeah.
We pulled up next to,
Yeah.
Grace Charter
I
bus.
know.
We were like, one day we're gonna be there.
One day we're gonna have one of those.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Let me see if I put this in here. I might have to go
I think
and,
Raising your 12, I think they got.
all right,
that.
which one?
What about your age?
Yeah.
So-
Hang on, hey, wait, Jamie, I'm talking to Todd.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about first,
Just-
so I can figure it out?
That's all, just, that one's fine.
Okay,
The small one's just a smaller version of that. It's the same,
Okay.
it's the same wrap.
well,
basically.
I've got it. All right, hang on, Jamie.
Yeah, the only thing we're adding different here was we're gonna put the star on the hood.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what's there.
So here is the short bus, the short buses. Can y'all see that?
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. All righty.
The only difference, that I'll add on the short bus that you guys are looking at is that back star, and you'll see it on the big bus, but on the small bus, that back star, they don't have going into the window, and they're gonna make that change. So if you'll go to the large bus, you'll see what I'm talking about, where it's gonna basically be a window wrap, which, on the outside, you know, you see it, but on the inside, you can totally see out the window. And so when you pull up the big bus, you'll see, that was something we caught, the design, you know, they didn't have, that star, the top of the star going up into the window. The only other change that we've made, it's not on this graphic, is on the, you'll have the star itself on the hood of each bus, and along with what you see there in the wrap.
All right, hold on. It's not, I can't do that fast. So you're
No,
gonna
that's
have to
fine.
give me a
Take
second.
time.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, you can see the big bus?
Okay, you see how the star, goes into the windows. It'll be like that on the smaller bus too, but on the graphic they sent us, it was cut off. And I immediately called it and told the guy, I said, hey man, you know, we've got to have it look exactly like it does on a big bus. It was just a graphic error, but yeah. But if everybody likes that, you know, we certainly can tweak it and have the group approve it further once we get closer. But if you want me to go over, we got 3 different companies that we went to, and you want me to go through those, Tracy? Are you going to show those two?
If you give me 2 seconds.
Okay. She's going to pull them all up, and I'll talk through it. We got 3 prices.
All right, the
First team was the best price at just under 27,000. That's for all 6 of the small buses and the 1 large bus. The next company, Screwbows Graphics, they were based.
Wait, Todd.
Am I going too fast?
Yeah, because I
Well, I'm
can't.
just
I mean,
talking.
I gotta pull them up so they can see it
Okay.
from all right there, because that one's theirs from, and I might end up having to pull this up out of my,
Well, that's
email.
okay. Let me just talk it, and then she can show it to you guys.
because these are not right.
No, that's fine.
All right. I guess other than Wendy, anybody that's online I've seen it. So Wendy may have not seen it. So
Well,
we can-
you can look at, if you go into the Dropbox,
Yeah.
they're in the March one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm gonna talk through these prices real quick, and she can't pull it up as fast as I can talk it, but first team gave us a price just under 27,000. Screwbows was almost 32,000, and then Print Tech was at 36,000. So, obviously, you know, first team, and that's who we use on all of our, you know, uniforms and ancillary things anyhow. But they've given us the best price. So I think we'd like to go ahead and, if the board's good with it, and you want to make a motion, we'd like to go ahead and do business with first team on this. Tell you guys what we've got planned as soon as school's over, and they're done with the 3 yellow buses out there, small yellow buses. We've got Mako down the road here is going to paint those buses white for us. We've got those done very cheap. I think it's $1,100 per bus, and we're going to get those painted. As soon as those get painted and we flip over to the new fiscal year, which is 1 July, we're going to start wrapping buses. So we just need y'all's approval on doing that, and we'll execute.
Hey, Todd.
Okay. Yep.
On the one that you said, would you say first team?
First team, yes, sir.
Yeah. Have we seen any of their?
They'll use the artwork from the other company.
Yeah, they'll use
But I know, but have we seen any of their actual work for anybody else that they've done? Have you seen anything that they've
Yes,
done?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel showed me that. Yep.
Okay.
And they've done good work. I
right.
think all 3 companies, to be honest with you, I've seen all 3s, and actually one of the companies here did our stuff for my personal company on our vehicles. You've probably seen that because I drive one of those vehicles, but they're not the best price on these buses. So
Yeah.
I gave them an opportunity, but they're not the best price. So, but I think they're all about equally. You know, I chose 3 reputable companies to let them price. There's a bunch of these guys out here, and but that's kind of where we are right now.
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing the footwork on that, Todd.
Yeah.
We asked for. And the only thing I can suggest, if whoever we go with, just make sure they put the UV laminate over, since we don't have no covered area to store our stuff. So that way it just don't burn up the vinyl lettering for us.
Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Jamie, matter of fact, once we get going, before they, if you want to be included in that meeting, I'll make sure maybe we can get together with them together.
Yeah,
And-
that's no problem. Yeah.
And we talk through all that with them. That'd be good. Thank you.
All right.
Todd, what's the warranty on this paint job? I mean, it seems like they're a huge price difference. So is the warranty the same?
Yeah, the warranties are all the same. Basically, everybody's going to give you, basically a 2 to 3 year warranty on it. You're probably going to get, to be honest with you, about 5 years out of it. And you're either going to roll with it after that or either get them rewrapped. But everybody's in line. And again, the prices are from 27 to 36, and the one in the middle was 32. So, but their warranty wise, everybody was 2 to 3 years. Yes,
That
ma'am.
first team was 27.
All right, Wendy, and also we're probably on a 4 to 5 year rotation anyway on buses. So I think that's kind of where we're at on just for the age of our buses and whatnot as we start traveling more. So probably about the time that the wraps start peeling or whatever issues we probably have, we're probably looking at replacing those units anyway.
Yeah, we may have some wraps last longer than the buses. You're right.
Well, let's hope not, but yeah.
I hope not, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
If my mama was here, she'd say, "Don't say what you don't want." But
There you go.
you'd get on me about what I just said there. But anyhow.
All right. So if everybody's fine with the 3 quotes that we received and everybody's able to look over that Mr. Todd has worked on for us. And so I think, do we need to have, we need to make 2 motions. One, to get the 3 new buses painted white through Mako. And then we're going to need to make a motion, turn around and have another motion for the wrapping and lettering of the buses, correct?
Correct.
That's going to be 2 different transactions. All right.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
All right. So let's look for a motion for painting the 3 new yellow buses that we had purchased in the last couple of months by Mako and the price that they was quoted to us for. And of course, now I understand how body shops, and I know I'm just stepped over it, but I know once body shops get there and they may see some things that they need to do some extra sanding and stuff on. So long as I just want to make sure everybody's aware that once they start pulling off other stuff and they're doing these repairs, that one bus might have a little bit more repairs than the other one might need. So I think that needs to be quoted in our motion that we do, that we're fine with, as long as it doesn't go over a certain amount. It shouldn't need to come back for a second vote.
And even Mako, Jamie, they've seen each one of those vans.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. But I just know how labor goes. I know.
Oh, yeah.
You just shops, but yeah, I just want to make sure we're all under the same sheet of music here. All right. So if I can get a,
I'm sorry, Jamie.
go ahead, Wendy.
I'm just, because I'm not there, I do apologize. But where are these funds? What line item are these funds coming out of?
Well, these are gonna, we won't actually pay for any of this until July. So this will be in the,
Should come out of our transportation line item.
yeah, hang on, I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's maintenance of the buses. That's what it'll come out of, transportation. Yep. But it won't be until July, like when we pay for it.
The new school year. Yep.
Yeah, and then in the next fiscal year.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right.
I can make a motion to have the 3 recently purchased yellow buses painted white through Mako for their price of $1,100
Per bus.
per bus.
I'll second that motion.
And they were way cheaper than everybody else too, by the way.
All okay? All approved? Yes?
So it'd be. All right. If I can get a motion for us to approve the wrapping and lettering of the buses for the 26,000 by First Team.
Yeah, and it's really 26. I said, I rounded up, Jamie. It's 26, 4, 65, 38. So I just said 27, but yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as Carrie's got that note in hers, that should be fine.
Actually, Wendy, that was a good point for you to ask me that. Because I'll need to move that from some other stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
even if-
I'll move it to where it shows in transportation, because this is just the first read of next budget.
Yep.
So then
But
I'll have lots of notes of stuff I have to do. So that was a good.
But
note.
even if we don't, we know that
Yeah, it's fine.
in that line item budget, when it comes up to the end of the year, we're gonna know why that
Yeah.
it's got an extra, why we're 26,000 over budget on that
But
one.
remember, well, we won't be over budget. 'cause
But
they
you know what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
anybody
absolutely.
has any questions, that's the way it runs.
But it won't, but remember,
Fuel cost and everything like that.
we have that extra $4,000 that's actually sitting in the account. That we had borrowed extra because the bank just didn't want to do 36 and said, oh, we'll just do 40 to make it easy. So that would be actually from next year's budget, it would be 22,000 and this year's budget would be 4. But it'll still show in everything in next. So I'll
Yeah.
have to remember that bus wrapping. So that's a good note.
Okay.
And
Do we get a,
Jamie, in the motion, do we need to put a contingency in there that up to X amount? I mean, like you were saying earlier, some may need a little more work than others.
I think the only one that would need a contingency would be maybe the one at Mako, because the vinyl and the lettering should be pretty well cut and dry, Wendy. So, I mean, if we want to, so 3 buses at $1,100, that's $3,300. If we say $3,800, up to $3,800, if any additional labor or cost acquires. Do you think that's fair, Todd?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Can you make that change, Carrie, in your notes, please?
Oh, okay. We don't need to go back and read that. Okay, so, to have the 3 recently purchased yellow buses painted white through Mako for $1,100 per bus, not to exceed the grand total of
3,800.
3,800. Thank you, Wendy, for that was. That way it just gives a little cushion. Who knows if they may find some rust spot. You know what I'm saying, Todd? You never know.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
all righty. And so that motion was approved. So now we were looking for a motion for the actual wrap from first team for the 26, or what the exact dollar amount? What was the exact dollar amount, Carrie?
Go ahead, Carrie.
okay, I also make a motion to have, first team sports, or to select first team sports, to wrap the buses for a total cost of $26,465.38.
A second.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you again, Todd, for doing that groundwork, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's going to be exciting. That's give us a lot of
Yes.
moving billboards next year from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, and the students and the student athletes, whether they're going on a regular field trip or wherever, it should be pretty excitement rolling up and having
Oh,
some
yeah.
branding going on. So that'll
That's
be
right.
exciting.
Thank y'all.
All right, Miss Tracy, I think we're ready for the
Okay, cool. Let me pull it up for you.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull this up for you. Okay. All right, let's see what we want. That's April.
Cool, better than yellow buses pulling up.
Here, we had that, it's the prison bus. The board.
The prison bus. Down there. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The magnet.
Oh, yeah, the very back of it, yeah. We were rolling up. We were proud and loud, baby.
Okay, I will say I I like kind of the new format. I'm getting used to it from the Veris things because I do like they changed the dashboard. So I'm showing you the first of that. And this is just letting you look at what we have remaining. This changeover from Limestone to Charter School District has kind of put a little kink in our federal reimbursements. Because there's some stuff that we've turned in before the deadline to Limestone that did not get processed. So now we're having to wait for it to get processed at the Charter School District. And they have told us to hold off because they just needed to make sure we got our allocation for this month. And we did. That got deposited today. That showed up in our account, which is really good because that's a day earlier than we usually get it. And on that note, I need you and Carrie, I need you to go in and approve the bills and go look because they had to redo one for me. And then Jamie, shortly tonight, you should see something from bill.com for payroll approval. Okay. So just looking at this list right here at the top, the one that's in different colors, these are a few things that you can see where it says LCA did not process that. It will get processed. We will get that money. And basically what we're waiting on right here is for to roll over. And then we will need to do an amendment for the 24-25 EIA money. But we have to wait a little bit, but we're going to push that and get it done. So we should be good and we will get all of our money back. What we will roll over for sure is the 26 EIA money, which is the 116. We will roll that over. We will roll the industry credentials, that 4,900. That was extra money that came late in the year, and we'd already bought all of our industry credential stuff. So we didn't really have anything to spend it on because it's a very specific pot of money. The Title II, we're expecting to claim all of that this year with the Charter School District. So we should be good there. And that's pretty much it. Everything will be fine. We'll just have those two things to roll over. Now, the next one is the thing that I keep telling y'all is super, super important because it is our debt service coverage ratio and our cash on hand. Now, what I want y'all to understand about that is that changes per month based on several things. Like our payroll is different every single month because coaches get paid at certain times. And right now in the spring, you have more coaches than you do in the winter. So while we're sitting at 1.62 at the end of next month, because we got baseball, softball, track, tennis, golf, soccer, girls and boys, all of those coaches get paid at the end. They get paid tomorrow. So we will not be sitting at 1.62, but so long as that we're sitting at 1.1 or above, we are fine. And again, we have to have 45 days cash on hand and all of our expenses are getting covered. So we shouldn't go any lower than that for next month. But your debt service coverage ratio is calculated very differently. So it's really about how much you're spending each month. But we're in great shape where we're supposed to be. And then, we're making it happen. It's pretty good. The one thing I like where it gives you this revenue up and down too, and you're going to see fluctuations in that too, because we have our biggest payrolls in October and December of the fall. And then our biggest payrolls in April and May, because those are spring sports, because there's not a whole lot and there's not as many in winter, but those are our biggest payrolls is coming up. Our unrestricted cash at 938,000, which is great. And so it says due from the charter school district is 5,000, but that will actually end up being a whole lot more because what did not get processed from Limestone. Let's see if there's anything else on here that was like super important. I don't think so. Right. So just looking through, I don't really have anything, nothing major's happened. What happens, so that you all know, is like in the beginning of the year, when you have the least amount of money, that's when all your bills are due. So we have an agreement with Edmentum that we pay them $5,000 a month. We paid Canty I think it was $8,000 a month until we pay them off. Well, we pay all of those off usually by February at the latest, maybe March, depending. And so the good thing about your biggest payrolls coming in April and May is that's when you have less bills for everything else. Now, once we get our building, then the things that are going to go down are rentals for facilities. And so we pay an enormous amount for rentals and facilities just because we have to. And I'll talk about that when we get to the next year's look. The other thing too, that I want to make sure you guys understand, because you're looking as, if you look, let me see, if you go to the place where it talks about your interest from, the interest from the bond, right? It's like $47,000. Go to 30. Go to 30. That's it. It shows several places in here, but go to 30. I just want y'all to understand is that for the next, probably for the next, go take that. For the next 2 or 3 months, you're going to continue to see that grow. But then at some point, that becomes some of your contingency that you're going to spend later on because it has to get spent. But right now it's gaining money. But as we pay contract every single month, what's sitting there of that $10 million is getting less and less and less, but we're still gaining. But at some point that will need to get spent, but it'll be next fiscal year before we spend that, because we will not be at a point yet until next fiscal year to really deal with contingency. All right.
And that was the bond interest income.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna have a question really quick, and I've been meaning to ask it. I just
Mhm.
forget next week. Are we selecting like a cafeteria?
So we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. I'll get to that. I will, because there's a couple of things operationally. We've been talking to some people, but we've made no decisions, and there's some reasons for that. Okay. So just so you know, I don't want y'all to keep thinking, oh, look at that interest. That will need to get spent at some point. Okay. Great. All right. So is there anything else in here? No, there's nothing like, woohoo. It's just 1 month after another, and we're doing fine. That 1.62 makes me happy. Won't be quite that high, but we are definitely going to hit that. So, because we got to have to. Now, just a reminder that, we went from having a lease at the beginning of this year to having a debt service coverage, debt service. And so that's where we're going to be next year. And our debt service goes up to $1.5 million starting in July. So it's going to look a little bit different. So unless anybody has any questions about this month's financial report, I want to move to just the first read of the budget. So here's some stuff you guys need to know what's happening in the legislature. I've made this budget based on how it looks now, but there's going to be some major changes. They just have not voted on it yet. And everybody's just kind of waiting to see. And I talked to Melissa, and she's like, just don't do anything until it happens. So it should look like this. Okay. All right. Let me pull that up for you all. But what's happening in the legislature is they have decided that the 1.2 for vocational students, because they still call it that, it's CT, but they still call it vocational, that's been kind of abused. And so what they are suggesting, you don't see that online? Can you see that, Jamie?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, well, wait, I have to share it. That helps. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. Now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to show you. This right here, this number right here. Hold up. And we talked about this before, and I told y'all this was probably coming down the pike. So we see where it says state funding base there. that number is made up of a whole lot of things. And one of those is the weight of the demographics of the child. And that is including that the child is a career and technical education student. So the way state works is you basically have this base number and then you times it times the child. So if the kid's just a high school kid, all you get is 1. It's just whatever that number is, that's what you get. Next year, the number is going to be 4450, they think. But because all of our kids that are high school, except for those that are special ed, because they're 2.6, they get times a 1.2. So that means you're getting 20% more for each kid that is a CTE kid. Now, on top of that, all of our kids get what you call an add-on for being a charter school kid because we don't get local funding, and that's a 1.25. Now, normally, you take your high school kid, you times him times 1.2, so now he's worth 20% more, and then you times him times 1.25 on top of that. If we lose the 1.2, which is what the legislature is suggesting, then that means we're losing, we'll still have the 1.25, but it'll be based on 1, not 1.2. So we're going to lose that 20%.
Is that what's being really projected?
Yes, because what they want to do is they want to take that money and they want to put it in restricted in the EIA. Now, there's all kind of problems with that. And you and I both know there's all kind of problems with that because that means that every teacher that gets paid out of that, because right now you can't pay teachers out of that. They're going to have to change that you can. That means we have to do all the things we have to do for federal employees, for state employees that are CTE teachers. So unless they get rid of that requirement, there's a whole lot more paperwork for us.
I mean, for every school. I can imagine.
Yes, every school. Right. Exactly. But nobody knows what that looks like yet. Okay. So
When is the
well, budget's not has to be done until the end of June.
okay.
Right. So that's kind of where we are. And so I tell y'all that because I hope that I don't have to come back and say, okay, we got to look at this. We're hoping that when they take that money, they do away with a lot of the requirements. Well, we hope they don't move it at all because for charter schools, we get double whammied where traditional schools don't. Right. But the way it works to get that 1.2 is that its kid only has to be enrolled in a class that is a CTE. They don't have to be a completer. They just have to be enrolled in a class. And so that's not really the spirit of what it was supposed to be about. And they've come to the conclusion that we need to change it.
We need to get a legislative break.
Yes, we do. And
I mean, I know, I just don't know how we would get on their books.
there is a lot of people trying to make this not happen, even though the legislature is still considering it. So that all is important because that really affects our income. Because we are a CTE school and we'll have 500, let's see, we'll have 500 kids that are CTE kids and we're going to lose 20% plus another 5%, whatever that works out to be of those kids from what we have right now. That is massive. Now, what we're being told is that, oh, well, whatever you would have gotten there, you're going to get over here. But that still doesn't make up for the 0.25 based on 1 as opposed to 0.25 based on 1.2. So we don't know what that's going to look like. So when I tell you this first read, if the legislature votes on something, this could look very, very different. And then when we will not pass this budget until June because there's so much writing on this. Okay. So basically just looking at that, our hope is to have 700 kids. So I gave you both of where we are this year's budget and where we're going to be next year. One thing I always do is very, very, very much be really super conservative on what we make in local money. So this year, if you look at your financial reports, local money, we're at 306 or something like that right now off the top of my head. So, and I'd only put 264 this year. Because that's mom and dad paying for this and that, everybody doing a fundraiser for this and that. So, but just looking at some basic numbers, I do suspect that our income will look better. The other good thing about the charter school district is they do not take 2% on that EIA money. So if they do move it over, then that 20% that normally would have gotten the 2% tax will not. So there is a good thing about that. Okay. We will have a few more teachers. But that's pretty much it. So our salaries will not go up drastically as we go into next year, as we hope more and more kids will go over to SCC and be successful, right? So basically for you consider right now, 100 kids is $1 million. So when you look at our total revenue, that's about where we are plus half. So kind of going from there. But as you can see, our salaries are not going to go up much because more of our kids now are going over to SCC, and that's part of our model to survive, is that we are not paying for those teachers.
So
Mhm.
as far as like potential ballpark number for enrollment next year, is there a projected percentage increase or on like what we're supposed to be at? Is middle school set like, are we on a wait list?
Ninth grade.
Hey, Matt, are you still on? Is
I've
Matt
got-
still on?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Matt's still on. Matt, if you, I know it's like there's 295 kids who have been given a seat. Can you give her a little bit more information about that?
So if you,
I just didn't know, like, are there any grades that are on the wait list?
Ninth grade.
Okay.
Well, it won't.
so
be.
you're looking at, we opened
grade.
roughly
Yeah.
395 seats for next school year. And when you look at the list, there's 291 of those 395 have been seated. Now, that does not mean that every student has accepted the seat. That means they've signed up, applied, gone through that process. From a seventh grade standpoint, we opened up 110 seats, just be over capacity a little bit. So 100 of those seats have been signed up for, and just looking at it, roughly about 85, 90% have been accepted. You go back to eighth grade, we don't have as many seats because of our current seventh grade population moving to eighth grade. So right now it looks like we're at 100% for eighth grade, ninth grade. We, as Todd just mentioned, we are moving to a wait list. 10th grade, we still have 20 seats available. 11th grade, right around 20, and senior year. Opened up a lot of seats for senior year, but you want to keep that number. You vet those a little bit more than the underclassmen. So right now we've only got 10 seniors signed up for next school year, but high school numbers. So if everything were to come to fruition and all of these students who have signed up accepted their seat, we're well over 750 kids going into next year. And we're at over 350 of our current students have signed the intent to return. So again, combine that number with minus 62 seniors, minus plus or minus some kids coming or going. I mean, if everything projects, we're well over 700 kids as it stands right now.
But we don't accept kids at the high school level by ninth grade, 10th grade. We have to in Power School, but for us, it's really like the only ones that we limit is 7th and 8th grade to 100 kids. That's kind of our selling tool of us being so small for middle school.
Right.
And then the rest of them are for, and you get less money for middle school
Right.
because they're not CTE kids. Right.
Well,
Exactly.
there are a few courses you can take.
Yeah, but you don't get money for it. Not it. But if this 1.2 goes away, then that might change and we might get money for them if it goes over here to the restricted money.
I know a lot of those, the project leads away
Mhm.
money.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But it's a different
Yeah.
grant though. Yeah, for sure. So just looking at, as you look through this for this first read, and again, this is just give you an idea. So all we're trying to do tonight is most everything I have increased, and I do that looking at what we spent this year, and some things will increase by students and some things will not. So one thing I don't really know yet is, what it's really going to look like for the new building situations. Like I'm estimating for gas and oil and all that. We've done really well here to not spend a lot on gas and oil. I think we spend almost as much putting gas in the buses as we do for our true heat in the building. And so most of these are just an increase just to cover, our expenses plus the kids we think we're going to have. The only big increase we expect is our actual debt service, our mortgage, and then next year it goes to 2.2, and the next year it goes to 2.5, and then we bond out again and go to a public offering and have a much lower rate. And then we're stuck for the next 30 years with it. So, but yes, we've got time. We actually, this coming up year will be the last year of the bus payments for all of them except the new 3, but that's only $40,000. So if we get to the end of the year, we might just say, just pay them all off and be done. Yeah. So, then we'll have 7 buses that we own, right? Which is good because that just means they're assets. Athletic supplies and athletic rentals, if you want to look at that, I left it at 80,000. We will still have to pay for volleyball, probably some basketball for practice, but not for the actual playing year, and athletic services.
We'll have to have football rental in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, but I put 8,000 in it. So, but we're not renting baseball, softball, soccer. We'll always have to rent
For practice
golf,
purposes, everybody will be on campus
except
for golf.
and tennis.
Yeah.
Golf and tennis, right? And that is huge because that's where we have the
Right.
majority of the cost of the rentals. It's not the games; it's just practice, right? So we'll see that go way down. And at some point, guys, we can start renting our space. Having a turf field will be good in the fact that we can rent that to several.
We already have
several
some
groups.
inquiries on that right
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
That I know some lacrosse teams or the Sonics have been asking us when we're going to be ready. They
Yeah.
said they would lease from us.
Right. So we don't have to do anything with this tonight. This is really just to get you started looking at it. So feel free to give it a look and call me and say, hey, what is this for? Or what does this mean? But I will do that bus wrapping thing. And I do need to move that because that never hit my mind when I was doing this for sure. Okay, that is me for tonight. I will need to, unless anybody had any questions for me. No. Hey, one thing we will do, guys, truthfully, because we've been talking about having another open house before school's out. So we need to, because we had a lot of good people we had like 40.
41.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who signed up who've
Had
not
like 6
been to
sign-ups,
one
so,
yet.
yeah, so.
So Matt and Todd and I and Haley will be working on that this week. And we will start sending you kind of updates. Todd will start texting y'all updates just on where we are kid-wise for numbers. Okay. For sure. Also, I will tell you that our power school lady has taken another job. It was just a better situation for her family. It was more money. It was a better
We'll go in detail in
schedule.
executive session.
So we're gonna, I'll just tell you that we're gonna put that out there too. You'll see that. And that'll be, we're not gonna talk about her, just really, she's gonna be done this week. So we'll be hiring for that as well. So you'll see that out there on our Facebook page. So I want you to know that before you saw that. And then we are ready, Jamie, for executive session.
All right. I want to thank you, Tracy, for bringing everybody up to speed on all the changes definitely going on. So with the budget and financial report and all that good stuff. All right. I need a motion for us to go into executive session.
Motion, go into executive session.
I'll second. Sorry, I'm typing and trying to listen. Yeah. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Crystal and Carrie. And it's just still Matt and Wendy on Zoom. Is that correct, Tracy?
Hang on. Tyler should be logging in here because he's
Okay.
got to be in here.
You need to get off the record as well.
Yep. Give me just 1 second and I will stop the share and I will stop recording. Pause